Good afternoon once again, and ladies, thank you very much for joining us. It would make a great listen for each one of us if we can start by getting introductions to what you do and how you've managed your businesses when you join them and what your vision is for the retail sector. Debbie, we'll start with you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Debbie Stanford Christensen, and I'm the CEO of Novo Cinemas. It's a company part of Gulf Film. It's the largest movie distributor in the Middle East, and we also own cinemas across 15 locations in the GCC. My background is actually not from the movie industry. My background is venue management and event management, more than 22 years. So I started when I was in high school. So I joined Novo Cinemas more than 18 months ago with a view to try and change perception about cinema and create more of an event and entertainment hub.
Sophie, a perspective from you, fashion, costume, jewelry. What has the experience been here, and when did you set it up?
SophiesCloset.com is an online jewelry and accessory store. It started end of 2008, early 2009, and it was one of the first specialized online jewelry and accessory stores in the region.
You had an early mover advantage. What was it like to be in the market then, and how's the experience been so far?
Well, it was easier then because we had very little competition and very little happening in social media. But it's very exciting because there's so much happening now, and it motivates us to work harder every day.
Right. Mona, your business is actually you've managed you've had several hats, from being a corporate woman to setting up this big story, Mum's World here. What does it feel like having built scale and also picking up a niche space in the region?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mona Ataya. I'm the founder and CEO of mumsworld.com. Mum's World is the first and largest pure play shopping vertical for mother, baby, and child products. I've been in the online world for 14 years now. 3 years ago, we identified a very important opportunity in the region. First of all, e-commerce, as we probably all know, listening to yesterday's panels, is a $1.6 trillion industry. It's growing at 29% compounded annual growth rate. So that, as an industry, was an important one. Separate, the consumer of mother is also a very important one with some missing needs. This is a consumer who is longing for choice in products so she can make informed, empowered decisions. She was looking, and she continues to look, for information about products in both Arabic and English. And most importantly, she's a time-starved consumer, so she wants convenience. So what we did 3 years ago is we set out to solve one or multiple of these needs. Today, Mum's World has over 100,000 products, including global bestsellers, regional award winners, and unique buys, all under one umbrella for the mother to compare, search, compare, and buy. We offer an everyday low price, and most important is we offer the convenience aspect, where we deliver to the mother's home within 2 to 3 days with easy access, free returns, free exchanges. Today we have just over 450,000 registered mothers with us, and we reach about 2 million mothers collectively a year. Thank you.
Thanks, Mona, and it's now over to Sarah.
Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Appleton, founder and CEO of Mini Exchange, which is the
other one is social media. Social media today is very important to establish brand credibility and brand engagement. So insofar that all my friends like Mum's World, then I have a level of trust towards the brand. So social media is important. Another one is social media gives you instant access to visuals. So we all know that visuals are very strong conversion tipping points. So on Instagram or Pinterest, when you show a gorgeous nursery, alone as a standalone picture, the likelihood of the consumer clicking and going to your website is actually very high. And then last but certainly not least is the content on your website. So for example, we have a blog section that has everything from what do you do if you deliver prenatally, how do you discipline a child, how do you educate a child, the types of education, etc. So what a mother does is she, again, gets information, empowers herself with information, and through that information links to the products that are the right products for her specifically. So ultimately she's making informed purchase decisions based on comprehensive, objective information, and all on the website.
Sophie, how do you engage on social media? And you've got one physical store, mostly you're online. What's been the response there, and how much of your revenue, let's say, you drive from social media?
Social media is really, really important for us. Our customers come to us when they see our jewelry in the magazines, on celebrities, and so we keep them informed through social media, basically, on what's been seen on who, and that's how they go to our website to shop.
Debbie, you know, some part of the reason people use social media is just a medium so that they can actually reach out either to convert into a purchase or content. Now, for a space like cinemas, women are at the core of a family experience, which means you've got to not just attract them through social media, but through other ways. What is your strategy when you look at getting women and through them, their families, into cinemas?
Okay, again, social media is very important for us. I think it was like Mona was mentioning, women like to research. So again, with our movies, the women like to research what's coming, what's going to be suitable for her children, again, what movie she'd like to watch with her husband. So she also makes that decision on the couple cinema experience. So majority through Facebook, through Instagram. I'm actually here with our social media manager, Fatma. She's here tweeting live because people want to hear about these things and they want to be able to engage. So it's about setting the platform but being engaging, giving them the opportunity to give feedback and us responding back to them. Competitions, again, they respond very well to the online competition. So
right.
Facebook's a very big medium for us.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say, how much would you say women influence decisions for a company like Novo?
See, this is difficult. There are so many men in this room, and whatever I would say probably about 70%. You know, women make decisions across all aspects, whether that's the vacation, what home they choose, perhaps maybe not when a guy chooses what car he wants to buy, but I think even then he wants to impress the woman about the car, the make of the car. So I think we have a huge influence across all levels, but definitely probably about 70%.
70%. Okay, Sarah, we've been talking about sort of what seems to be the future of the region with respect to women-linked products or what women want really. And yesterday we had a presentation here which suggested that women will be a very central driving force of retail. When women are out there, what do you think they're looking out for in terms of a retail experience? You're currently an online mini exchange, but even as a woman entrepreneur yourself, when you step out, what are you looking at to attract your attention based on the experience you've seen here?
So I think, you know, as Mona said again, it's one in terms of how you get their attention, and that's the touch points that you're speaking to them through. You know, there's a lot of ways that social media can be done out here, and you can blast parents or, you know, mothers with products and, you know, show the prices and all of the rest of it. They're going to get pretty bored of that. Our focus is really to try and create a brand around Mini Exchange and try and engage the customers so that they like the brand, not just to buy the pair of jeans or to buy the baby grow for their daughter, but to come to us for recipe of the week that we do and beat the boredom ideas, celebrity matching of items and things. So they really kind of grow to like Mini Exchange as a brand rather than just have products being pushed in their face. And I think then on the flip side, in terms of when they've decided to make that purchase, they need to have that item delivered on time. And that is a problem in the region. You know, back in the UK, you've got a very easy delivery system. Out here, you have got, you know, a challenging logistics problem. It's easy in the, you know, shipping from Dubai to Dubai, but as soon as you're going outside that and trying to ship an item to the far ends of Abu Dhabi or, you know, shipping it to Saudi, and customers want it there and then, they want it the next day, they don't want to be hassled with 5-6 phone calls of where they are and where it's being delivered. It's a challenge to try and, you know, it's very easy to pass on that problem to the logistics provider, but ultimately that's affecting you as a business, and that's going to come back to you guys. And then again, it's on the payment side. You know, they want to be able to easily transact. They don't want to have to be hassled in different ways. And obviously, from a business point of view, you want to push as many people, you know, into paying for credit cards so they haven't got the cash issue of the other side, which is, you know, another challenge out here with the cash on delivery.
So how do you come around those then? So basically you're saying that you may have to actually set up centers in each part of GCC?
Yeah, so our plan, obviously at the moment we're focused, we ship globally, but we're focused in the UAE. Our hub is in Dubai. Our plan is actually to move to a model where we have hubs in other countries in the GCC, a little bit like Dubizzle. You would go on there, and if you were shopping for a car, you would know that you need to go to a country-specific site to buy that car. So to actually move so that we've got the stockpiles for Gap or Ralph Lauren or other brands in Saudi, in Kuwait, in Qatar, so that the items can be delivered to the user the next day. But if they want to wait a few extra days, they can shop that stockpile in Dubai. So that's a real focus of ours next year, is to move quite quickly regionally, so that customers can get those products very quickly.
Mona, as you see the way the retail landscape is reshaping here, and as an entrepreneur yourself, what do you think are the kinds of businesses that are likely to see huge traction thanks to the women shoppers in the region? I think the very fact that the Dubai Shopping Festival happens here and attracts so many women from around the world is a reflection of how the region is very ripe for having more and more women participate in sort of an experience of shopping. When you look at, let's say, 5-10 years, what kind of things, what kind of services, what kind of products do you see succeeding in MENA, because this is a great place for women to come and shop, and its own inherent shopping abilities, actually?
So you're asking me a very difficult question here, so I have my little magic ball, but I mean, I would give you a very simple answer. At the end of the day, a woman shopper, or any shopper really, wants to feel empowered that they're making informed decisions. It's that simple. So insofar that I, as a consumer, can feel that I'm not being cheated, that I am given all the information that I need, the choice that I need, and the convenience and the respect that I need as a consumer, that tipping point is going to be there. So insofar that a product or service can come in and deliver that, then I think you have a winning equation.
Right. Indeed, and that winning equation is the one that I think is still sort of taking shape in this part of the world. As someone said, that there's only 1 in a billion chance that a woman enters a store and comes out buying exactly what she went in to buy. It's a higher chance that she's coming back with a clutch of products rather than just one piece of what she had intended to go in and buy. And I think the play is on that psychology as one goes forward. Debbie, again, I want to take you to that notion that when women shop, they look for something beyond. And she talked about the idea of empowerment, and I want to just broaden that to consuming design, to consuming experiences, to consume product and services, of course. But at the end of the day, it's about having an emotional connect with what you are doing or what you are participating in. How do you, as a female leader, try to imbibe that in your brand philosophy?
For us, it's about making sure that we, yes, deliver on value, give choice, but it's about the before, the during, and the after. So it's not about a matter of just going to watch a movie anymore. It's about the entire experience. And I think women, if they have a bad experience, are less forgiving than men are. Whether if you go to a restaurant, if you go and see a show or anything, if you have a bad experience, you're less likely to go back. Men, I think, are quite different in that. They'll think, well, it'll be fine next time. We're less forgiving. So for us, it's about making sure that the before, the during, and the after are flawless. How they're greeted. Everybody needs to be made to feel special. So our frontline staff, for us, they're our brand ambassadors. We have to make sure we give them the tools to be able to deliver the right message. So it's how we treat our staff, how we develop our staff, how we invest in training them, making sure that every person who comes through our doors has that wow factor experience, and they go away thinking, wow, it was really great. It wasn't just about the movie. I felt so welcome. It was such a great experience. I'll be coming back. So for us, it's about making sure absolutely we give value for money, but we make everybody feel special, because every visit is an experience. It has to be a memorable one.
I think there's one thing that you said many people here would resonate with, that women can be a little more unforgiving than forgiving. But Sophie, so that's true for social media as well, right? I mean, if women don't like something, they would go out and share that opinion. And the only difference between men and women on that front is that 1,000 friends of that particular woman would say, hey, this one had a bad experience. Maybe I think I'll agree with her, or I'll take her advice and not go. Men, as she said, may still give it a shot. How do you deal with the good, bad, and ugly of social media when it comes to a brand like yours?
Definitely, we keep an eye on our very close eye on our social media to make sure that we see any feedback or message that a customer has left and try to change it for a positive. I mean, if they've bought something that broke, or they had a problem with something they bought, we try to find a solution with the customer, either by giving them a new piece, repairing that piece, just communicating with them to find a solution for that issue, because I believe that one bad feedback can be very, very damaging for the brand. So we make sure we don't leave any unhappy customers.
Sure, but when you scale up, you do have that challenge, and you don't necessarily have the time, energy, or the patience to reply to every single social media complaint. So therefore, what kind of practices can be put in place? Mona, do you face the challenge of finding a good balance between keeping social media as an extension of your brand, but at the same time wondering how to deal with potentially any kind of feedback that can be sort of potentially destructing for you?
We have multiple touch points that allow us to gauge what the consumer feels and thinks of us at all points in time. As basic as our CRM system, which allows us to see what the basic experience that the consumer has gone through, to the social media touch point, post-purchase surveys, even research through mailers. So this is part and parcel of our product offering, and because we have to have a very strong relationship with our consumer and a constant dialogue, these various touch points where we gauge feedback is very, very important. And we make mistakes, and we acknowledge these mistakes, and we try to fix them and try not to repeat the mistakes. And we're essentially growing the way the customer wants us to grow, and this is what's very important. So, even on our website, we have customers asking us for the types of products they want, and these product requests come in almost every hour. And we use this feedback to go back to the consumers with these types of products. So we as a brand are shaping the way the consumer wants us to shape.
I think that's a very interesting point to make, that changing the way the customer wants you to change. Sarah, how do you include that kind of a feedback mechanism, if you have one? Because it's an exchange, and at the same time, while you're trying to sort of offer them a certain brand offering, consumers may want more. So how are you looking at imbibing that into your business model?
I mean, being a startup, we've grown very, very quickly over the last 9 months, but we've still got a long way to go. And obviously from just a revenue point of view, we're looking at providing the customers with what they want. It works for us, it works for them. So seeing what they're buying, and really looking at that from a tracking point of view. We're working very, very hard on our digital side to really track how people are using the site, what they're buying, what they're looking at, why they're not buying certain products, and really trying to provide the products that they want to shop, try and increase that basket, the number of items in their basket, increase the average order value, and really focus it from that point. Obviously, you're always going to have the problems, the customer complaints, and you're always going to be working very hard to solve that and turn an unhappy customer into a happy customer. But providing a customer what they want, I think, is, from a product point of view, is invaluable.
Before we get closing comments, let's actually get a few questions from the audience here. There are mics on each aisle, and perhaps we could have some of you go there and ask questions to the 4 women right here. Yes, you have a question, and there's a mic down this aisle. Please do introduce yourself and then ask your question.
Good afternoon. My name is Faisal. I'm from the Seven Seas Group. My question is to Mona. Well, you have a lot of retail outlets here, I mean, in this country, and this country is very, very popular for going to the malls and, you know, feeling the product, touching it, and generally looking at things before you buy, especially moms. What is it that you do that, you know, makes people buy online? The key elements, if I have to ask you.
Thank you. That's actually a brilliant question. You know, 3 years ago when we launched Mom's World, everyone said, "You guys are crazy. Moms will never buy a product that they haven't touched and felt and opened the boxes, etc." The reality is, today the online experience is actually bringing to life products more than the store. And I'll tell you why. For example, let's say I'm going to buy a stroller, all right? 9 out of 10 times when I walk into a store, the strollers are probably boxed. You may have a few strollers in display, but more of them are actually boxed. Online, your stroller is displayed. You can click on a video, you can see the stroller moving, you can even see yourself putting the baby in the stroller, you can see yourself moving it around, you can hone in, hone out, you see the various colors that are available, you even see strollers that are like it but cheaper. So instantly what has, you've taken a static experience, almost a non-life experience with the stroller sitting in the store space, and you've brought it to life in the online world. So the online experience today is becoming much more real. Similarly with toys, mothers, for example, need education on what's better, for example, motor movement of their child or sensorial development of their children. That's the type of information you cannot get in store. Rather, online, you get all the information, you see the product, again, out of its box, you see it moving in, moving out, you see the various colors, you see videos, you see testimonials. All of that makes you as a consumer feel that you're actually already engaging with the product. All of that aside, the beauty of the online experience is it's an experience that's very fluid. So let's say I did get my 1,000 dirham stroller sent to my home today, and I open the door and the courier service is handing me my stroller. If I didn't like it for whatever reason, I can return it. So within 2 days or less, I have a new stroller at my doorstep. So that element of convenience is unparalleled.
It's interesting. I just want to add to that question and ask you, Sarah, that online is also a great place for sales that happen for the next time, because if people have already touched and felt certain products, then they necessarily don't need to go back to a physical store and say, okay, I know this stuff now, and I'm going back to the brand, the same company, so perhaps the next time in their shopping cycle is much better off online?
So for us, exactly. For us, being a slightly different business model and having items that are new and like new on the platform, you know, people come to us the first time, and in the Western world, it might be a very obvious platform. There's a lot of marketplaces, there's a lot of different stores like this for men, women, and children. But out here, it is quite a new concept. So people will come to us and not really know what's going on. Are these items authentic? Where have they come from? Have they come from parents? Have they been used? What condition are they in? Where are they actually being held? And so to get a customer to actually transact on our site, our then key focus is getting them back again. And for us, that's been amazing to see the customers order a couple of items the first time they come to our site, check it's all real, even write into us and ask us these questions. And then actually within a week or two, the majority of them are always back on the site and ordering 10, 15, 20 items because they realize that actually it's a great deal. It's last season stock, it's come from the store itself, and it's being sold to them at a discount. So for us to actually acquire that customer the first time round, get them onto the website, is completely invaluable for us, and you know, it's worth a lot to invest in that for us.
Okay, some more questions there? Sure.
Good afternoon, Mark Thompson from Motorola Solutions. I think you've given me a little bit too much insight into the way my wife shops, and I'd probably rather not know. But my question is, and it goes back to the theme of women in business, do you think women who set up a business does that make the business almost more empathetic, a more caring business, or is there no difference?
Debbie, you want to start? We'll get everyone to answer that.
Okay, obviously I'm the odd one out here because I have 3 amazing entrepreneurs by my side. But for me, I thrive in the corporate environment. But yes, I think women leaders they have the balance of empathy, the right balance. It doesn't mean to say that we're a soft touch, but it means that we address issues or problems or opportunities in perhaps a different way that our male counterparts would.
If I can, sorry, just to add to that, I think what you find with leaders in general, again, whether they're men or women, is that they're motivated and driven by things that inspire them. So on a personal level, as a woman and as a mother, the need for feeling empowered that I was making the right choices for my 3 children was very real. When I had my children, I didn't feel empowered. I felt that I wasn't being the best mother because I didn't have the choices, I didn't have the right information. My life was not easy, to put it simply. So as a leader today, it's very important that that empowerment is translated to everything we do. And our entire corporate DNA is driven in that direction. So at the end of the day, what do you need to do as customer service, as logistics, as technology, etc., to make a mother's life easier? Because that's what we're here, bottom line, to do.
Sarah, do you want to add to that?
I think you covered it, Debbie. I mean, from, my background is corporate finance, and I was definitely working in a male environment my whole life in London and then Dubai. So I've very rarely been surrounded by women in the working world, and especially senior leaders that are women, whether that be because they've had children and the organization wasn't able to support them in the way that, they needed to have the flexibility of timings to look after their children, which I think is a big shame. So from an organizational point, I mean, we're still very small at the moment, but going forward, I want to be able to have children and still run the business and still, be there for my kids and also be able to grow the business as well. And I want to bring women in that are in the same mindset and that can, put just as much effort and time into the business. Maybe that's flexible hours, maybe that's, working around their own schedules. And I don't think that leads them to be able to do any worse a job. And actually have maybe even more of a dedication to the job so that they can prove that they can do both of them.
Sure. We're going to take very quick concluding remarks from each one, and then I'm going to actually go to the what, when, and how of the whole subject that we talked about. I'm going to start with you, Debbie, just for a brief take from you on why women matter to this market as leaders.
Why do women matter to any market as leaders? I mean, we're passionate. I think everything that we do, we give it everything. And I think that's throughout life, whether you're working, whether you're a mother, as a wife, whatever. I think you give it your maximum. And I think that, for me, and I think Mona just touched on it as well, if you're passionate about something and you believe in something, and you want to deliver, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you will succeed. Sure. That's my philosophy, and it always has been.
Sophie, a word on what do women want in the MENA region? We're talking about the market being a focus space here, according to your interest in your business in luxury jewelry, costume jewelry. What do you think women want? What are the trends you're seeing? You want to think about that? Should we come back? Okay, Mona.
What do women want? I think in today's world, women want immediate gratification and convenience. It's to make their life easier. In today's super busy world, a lot of clutter and noise all around us. It's all about, immediate gratification, give me what I want now, and empowerment.
Right. And one thing that can make or break a business, according to you, as a woman entrepreneur?
That can make or break a business. Not giving people the chance to really, I think, grow in an organization. I mean, we've had an intern come into our business when we first started who's from a very different background, been discriminated in her life, and hasn't been accepted through for different reasons. And she's come into our business and really grown over the last 6 months since she's joined, and wouldn't have necessarily had a chance at another organization, and is being hugely successful and hugely important to our business, and I think she will going forward as well. So I think, taking that as one small example and, extrapolating that across any business, I think giving people a chance and allowing them to prove themselves, whether that's a man, whether that's a woman, whatever background they're from, or whatever, nationality they are, and then see if they can do the job that's at hand.
That's true. Brilliant. I think this panel does give you reason to believe as to why women should be part of any business, not just businesses that might be even targeted towards women influencers. Ladies, thank you very much. It's been absolutely amazing listening to your stories and how you're conducting your businesses, setting them up and taking them forward. Thank you very much.